Another night of ESL Pro League is upon us. Welcome back to the broadcast. We're going to have some really good matches for you. End of the season is looming. So is Dallas. The finals as teams vie for the playoff spots to try and qualify for the championship, essentially, of ESL Pro League. Joined by my lovely friends.
Donkey Brain 1 and Donkey Brain 2.
I think I'm 1 is what you said.
No, he's 1.
He's 1 up to 3. Nice.
I didn't realize it was a Donkey Brain.
Brains of a donkey.
That's how it goes. I think that's pretty accurate. Commissioner handing out yellow cards in the background. It's always a really good start to the show. Either way, we're going to be bringing you guys the action tonight. We're going to be talking things through it. To start things off, let's go over the standings over in North America. Got a lot of big matches happening over there. I know Optic versus CLG was a big matchup that went on last night. Optic won that, both maps actually, so that puts him in the 6th position. Kind of secures. I mean, that was a pretty big matchup in terms of which of those two teams would make it into the top 6, would make it into playoffs. I think Immortals isn't greened out, but they are definitely locked in.
Them and SK, so the two Brazilian sides are locked in for the finals in Dallas, so that's exciting.
And then Liquid and Cloud9 play, I think, tonight, essentially for a playoff spot.
Yeah, look, if we could just get NRG out of that top 6 and maybe slide Luminosity, CLG, they can't make it anymore. Yeah, put Luminosity in there, it might be a good top 6.
Yeah, and I mean, obviously, we're disregarding Renegades a little bit because even if they get in the top 6, they're going to the Asian minor, so they won't be able to play in Dallas. Again, 2 seasons running, which is always, you love to see that.
Must be nice.
Breaks my heart. European standings here, North and Mouse Sports locked into the playoffs already. G2, Astralis, Na'Vi, FaZe round that out. Chad, anyone you'd like to remove from the top 6 here?
It feels like only yesterday G2 are at the bottom of the standings, doesn't it? That is insane. No, I'm happy with that. Let's run with that top 6.
Yeah?
Yeah, let's take her home.
Hank, you go with the top 6, or you
only with Na'Vi looking a bit sketchy right now. Not 100% happy with them.
Is there a team that you could replace them with that does not look sketchy?
Maybe Fnatic, I would say. That would be the one I would have to pick.
My boys?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, speaking of Fnatic, they are playing the rematch, or they might have already played. Is it done?
Yeah, they finished. They won 2-0. Overpass was 16-8, I believe it was.
The second one was even more of a battering, I think.
I think that was the second one. The first one was Trained, which was 16-10.
Okay, well, there you go. So yeah, 2 convincing wins for them.
Yeah, nice for Fnatic to start closing on the season. This is the schedule we've got for you tonight. HellRaisers taking on FaZe, the IAM Sydney runners-up, back in action again already. They got a day off, those lucky bastards, and then follling that up, it's going to be Heroic. It's going to be taking on Kingwin.
Yeah. The language is just getting way too liberal on these broadcasts. I think like Lauren is throwing them out there. You're saying bad things and then saying about the Queen.
Was that bad?
Look, I just come from a family, you know, where I swears.
I remember a certain teaser video being released, and you didn't seem that clean at that point.
Carmack made me do it.
Yeah, me too. Blame on him.
Yeah, why not? Anyways, we're going to go over towards Mitch, another Australian whose family member probably doesn't swear either.
Thank you very much, guys. And as always, ladies and gentlemen, head over to facebook.com/ESLCS and at ESLCS on Twitter to keep up to date with all the news and happenings around the ESL Pro League. If you don't know about that one by now, well, I don't know what to do for you. Now, of course, the PaySafe Card Player of the Month for April has been announced. Kenny S managed to win it out with 86% of the votes. Pretty reasonable considering his recent performances. You can make your vote, though, for your next PlaySafe Card Player of the Month over at paysafecard.com/fanvote. All very easy addresses to access, you see. Coming up next, of course, is HellRaisers versus FaZe. It's a battle of the teams that have found second-place finishes recently. HellRaisers, it was a dream hack, and of course, for FaZe, it was losing out to SK Gaming in the final at IEM Sydney. And what an incredible tournament that was, with some fantastic plays, including an amazing 4K from Cold Zera. Here they are.
And Astralis already has 3 players here. This is the battle. This is for the round. Rain just eliminates the free. Goes for more, and he's going to get it. Carey can't handle it. There's the 3rd player. They all miss. Rain is unstoppable.
He might not stop now. Zimnix could be the next possible victim here. He's trying to get round. He's trying to be relevant. But Rain's not having anything. That's 4.
Good little pop flash. Crossfire set, though. Watch. This Magistic, gets obliterated, though. So that actually opens up quite a bit because MSL's limited on how he can peek. Look at Malta. 3 quick kills as he snaps back to get MSL as well, and I would say this pistol goes the way of Chiefs. It's config versus 4, bomb planted, but they know already where he is, and they will not allow one-on-ones. Nice shot, Malta. Again, what is that?
So much in front of him, so many different angles to watch. Finds one kill in the middle, that shut down from long, a nice clean round.
No way, come on, Kerrigan. No way.
No, he's going to tackle.
Yeah, he's got it. No, he doesn't, Taco! He's too far away!
They've done it!
Oh my God, Kerrigan, that's amazing!
but it has left just Xyp9x alive. And now we're being pressured. Actually crumbles Xyp9x. All right, Clutch Master, let's see what you can do. A nice and simple 1v3, I'm not too sure, but he's already going to start to predict. Maybe there's a possibility, and Kio's giving away a bit of the game here, and there it is, Xyp9x.
Can't give this guy this much space to work with. One at the upper bomb site, he absolutely does. And there it is.
My God.
More magic from Xyp9x.
And Xyp9x holds his nerve. He waits. He waits. The molly burns, and he now knows. Oh, Nico! He tries it, but nothing comes through.
That's 2 more. Don't let him come alive. That's going to be scary. Look at the shot on Taco. He's got Cole walking in next. Whoa! Oh, my goodness. Line up the hat trick and pull the rabbit from the hat. It's all done. SK get their 4th.
Hat trick for coldzera there. A lot of crazy plays in the IMCD, especially just the grand finals were quite intense. Henry, you were pretty spirited during that game.
Yeah, I was enjoying myself, I have to say. Yeah, there's so many interesting moments. Overpass especially. To be fair, the grand finals I was getting into it. The first 2 matches I'd say were a little bit disappointing. I actually felt like it was going to be like a bit of a stomping, a 3-0. Inferno comes in. That's an amazing map. Then Overpass. FaZe can't pull it back, but they looked amazing. So many clutches, so many big moments there. It's a classic grand final. CSGO seems to be getting better and better for them.
It really does. And speaking of classic, we've got a classic player, StarX. Have you guys heard the news? He's joined Spirit. He's found his new home.
Wow, that's interesting. No? Chad's not enjoying that?
Oh, come on.
Chad's having a rough time.
Come on, guys.
Yes?
We're trying to pull a rabbit from a hat right now. Jesus.
New era, he says. I get the feeling you disagree.
What, he's playing with Davcost and stuff. Like, this is basically an academy level team. I don't know what he can bring. No, it's a bit underwhelming because he's such a StarX is one of those players, right? He's a legend of the game. He's a legend of the game.
Yep.
You know, he was coaching such a great team and stuff, and it just seems this is a fall from grace for him. I think he could do much better. But
he hasn't been an active player for what, over a year and a half now. So
doesn't matter.
I guess what it would probably come down to, and obviously these are things we can't know, is how many opportunities did he have to coach a team? Because if he really, really wanted to be a player, then obviously I imagine that a lot of different Tier 1 teams would have offered him a coaching role.
And how much money he's getting
Let's be honest though, right? Like this isn't his final form, right? It's not to say he's going to be in this team for the next 2 years. It's just his entry back into playing, and he could give it 6 months, go to a few tournaments, gauge it, and we've seen players come back to playing roles. Let's think about when Zeus went to Immortals, right? How unsuccessful that was. So it was a good opportunity just to kind of work out where he's at, and if he's enjoying playing again, give it a few tournaments, and he might think, well, okay, back to coaching.
What did you say?
I don't know what that was.
I have no idea. Just hear a shout from off camera.
Do you know what I mean? Like, so can he work out what level he's at? You know, do you want to go back into a team like Na'Vi, for example, right? And then think, wow, I'm out of my depth here. At least he has a chance to kind of have fresh teammates who can listen to him and not be kind of jaded already. You can see how he's playing individually.
Yeah, I mean, it'll be interesting to see how he
not convinced by that.
How he does with the academy team.
I think it's something there,
as we call them, I guess. Academy team. That's not a bad burn to start off the day. HellRaisers versus FaZe. This is going to be the matchup that we have going on. I was actually not as excited, Chad, as you were for this matchup. I know you said this is a pretty cool first map we have here.
Well, HellRaisers came second to Tours, right, against G2.
They also had a pretty good Kiev Star Ladder as well.
And not only that, you have to look at the maps that we're going to be playing. I think it's Keish and Train, and Keish is definitely a good map for HellRaisers. It's one of their better maps, if not their best. So looking at the way that FaZe handled themselves on this map recently, you could see this one being the second map being very close. Train, on the other hand, is probably one of the best strengths of FaZe, even though they did lose to SK.
Well, SK, obviously, I mean, I don't think you can really fault FaZe too much. You cut him a little bit of slack. SK at one point, SK was pretty much unbeatable on Train.
Yeah, I think it's exciting as well, the development of these players in HellRaisers, because they're not like people who we just consider stars. They're evolving into stars or more consistent players. I think Zero's been having some fantastic performances. Dadfox with the AWP, he's slowly becoming more and more consistent.
That's the key thing, right? The fact is, we've always said he has his inconsistencies, and now that seems to be big games. He's turning up. He's actually arriving in big finals and actually getting out of group stages now. It's really exciting to see this team evolve. And in Pro League, we've seen it from the start to finish. They've had some big upsets and stuff like that. Hasn't been the best season for them, but the LAN events, like Jason said, Star Ladder, no one thought they were going to get that deep into the tournament. Making a grand final over in Tours as well. It's actually looking really promising for a team that I think when it first came together, no one really expected much. And now they're actually one of those kind of wildcard teams that you have to be very cautious of when you go up against them.
They're ranked 8th in the world right now.
That's nuts, isn't it?
Nothing to sneeze at, right?
Yeah, nothing to sneeze at. I actually didn't even know that they were in the top 10. So
so now you're a bit more excited. Have we hyped you up?
Yeah, you guys have really earned your paychecks here. This is great stuff. I'm actually even pumped. So, yeah, I mean, this now on Train, though. FaZe, this is a map they're going to love to play, and I think that's kind of the story for me. Is even if you look at the series as a whole, the two maps, these are both maps that FaZe loves to play. Yeah, very good on it as well. The T side especially, I'm a big fan of it. It really lends itself to Karrigan's in-game leading style. I think what he's doing right now, he's focusing towards that Ivy area. He's very good at actually getting control towards that position. Even though most teams know he's playing towards that area, actually use that to his advantage. He'll be there by himself, and then sometimes bring 2 or 3 with him to go for that first pick. And so it's really cool to see him adjust with set pieces, fast plays, and lots of fakes coming into it as well. You guys are both former players as well. I want to ask a kind of an interesting question. Is, you know, the conversation we have about certain players having like their maps, you know, their home maps, so to speak. Karrigan, we always mention Mirage. Train is a map that we always mentioned Rain, where he just seems to be at another level on this map. He has all those big clutches on that map. They're always... I mean, what is it about a player that makes them just love a map specifically? That's a really good question. I think it's like timings just feel like they come your way if a map is something that you're confident with, and the moves that you can do on the T side, the way that you take territory and stuff, you just seem to always find the frags. That would make you feel good about it, right? The problem is if someone looks at your game plan and can find you out, then you're going to start having a bad time. But normally... I think, I don't know, I can't really look at too many reasons. We've trained, especially a player like Rain, who's obviously very aim-reliant, very fast, and great movement with him as well. It's a big open map and lots of opportunities to one-on-one duels, like down straight lines as well. Someone like him who's an aim star, I think he just feels at home there. I remember back in DreamHack Valencia in 2015, when he kind of was an unknown player. I think he was just joined that Kingwin lineup when they just formed this project. And if you remember that clutch he got against VP, against a 1v4. When he had like 1 HP. Yeah, and it was that kind of thing. Like, he seems to be finding massive clutches, like kind of historic ones, time and time again on this map. And he's like, yeah, I think for sure this is his home map, and it's kind of exciting going to see him once again up against a team like HellRaisers as well. He's going to cause a lot of damage, I think. A lot of damage, and I mean, that's not to say, I mean, this FaZe team, we were just so deep. I mean, Nico, Alu as well, stepping into it. Actually, now that I start saying that, we've talked plenty about FaZe over the past few tournaments that make it to the grand finals. Let's focus on HellRaisers for this matchup. What do they need? I mean, what is it? Is it a star players and individual performance coming out? Do you see anything in the game style that's going to make them intimidating, so to speak, to FaZe? Their inside bomb side's very good on the CT side, I think. It's Zero who plays towards that upper ramp position usually. He actually was the first player. Do you know that ledge on the upper ramp where you can actually play just beneath it? Yes. Really cool at holding that position. That's a dirty off angle as well. It's cool, isn't it? So you actually just watch him dropping down. You're not really committing at all. He's really good at that position. Dead Fox, obviously, like he's getting better and better, more consistent. Going up against Alu today. Alu's actually not in the best form right now. So that's something they have to work with here. Alu looked pretty poor in the grand finals, I have to say. He actually had a pretty weak tournament. Normally, the absolute star for FaZe. One problem they normally have with him overall is he's always force buying and never really having the orb, and in these best of ones that could cause some trouble for him. So hopefully HellRaisers get deep into this one. I think on paper you have to say like FaZe is one of the most skilled lineups on the planet right now. It's difficult to say what the strengths are. Said that when they were I think was that before the Astralis matchup that they did like an interview the pre-game thing, which is a pretty ballsy thing to say when you're going up against Astralis as well, but I don't think you can really argue the point necessarily. I think it's completely justified at this point. I think in terms of raw firepower, I think they are number one. When you start looking now with the SK, the Phelps, Fur, and Cold Zero trio, that's pretty scary as well. But I think Angel is the X factor right now for HellRaisers. He's just that type of in-game leader that he's always very active in the way that he approaches his T sides and on the CT side. And because he is the in-game leader, it seems like he might take the mickey a little bit more than he should. He takes a lot of risks, and when they pay off, sure, he looks brilliant. But that's why he needs to be finding his timings. If he's not doing that, his impact is normally pretty limited. I mean, he also seems to be an in-game leader that at times, I know Chad, I remember from watching you in-game lead as well, it's kind of similar in the sense that every once in a while, it seems like he's the one also leading the way into bomb sites. He's kind of also being an IGL who's entry fragging. Is there a benefit to that? Yeah, I think, that's the same thing when I was in-game leading as well. I used to prefer that, because obviously when you're in-game leader, you're trying to reduce input lag. It's kind of the term I used to call it with. Obviously, like if you're feeling, you're listening for sound cues or something like a certain time you want to go into a bomb site, if you're trying to send someone else in first, you've got to call it, them to digest the information, then go. If it's just you going in first, you can make the call, and then obviously people are going to follow you. They know the general outline of the plan. You getting in there first, you might not necessarily be the strongest fragger, so you want to get in there, allow your star players to be set up and actually get into the bomb site. If you make an entry kill, amazing, and then you can actually watch the round unfold of that, and then you can still call when you're dead as well. I think it's a very beneficial thing to do, and that's why Karrigan on this map especially, he likes to be like doing that, going into bomb sites like inner, but like we said, he likes to focus on Ivy as well. He wants to be the one controlling the map, getting the information. When he spots he's caused enough damage in terms of presence towards Ivy, that he can call for his teammates, get ready to go inside.
side. And that's why in-game leaders like to be in those positions they can actually gain intel and do things first.
Yeah, I completely agree with that. Like, especially on contact plays or rushes, when you're sending your teammates in, if you're the in-game leader and you know the pace that you want of the strategy and how ballsy you want your players to be, if you lead by example, they have to follow you and they have to be ready to trade you. And you can't, like, you're not expecting your entry fragger, you know, he might do something different to how you wanted it done in that situation, and this way you can make the round unfold the way you want it to, or at least hopefully.
Interesting.
Not everyone subscribes to it, but
yeah,
a lot of teams
everyone.
do.
Not everyone is as decorated as you and I, Henry.
Exactly.
CGS champions.
That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah, that is.
It's hard to be.
That's a good point. You guys do have some CGS medals up there. That's it's huge.
We should put some of those videos on this broadcast.
Yeah,
you can watch
Henry, I've seen some of the CGS videos. I've seen you have to run out to entry music. I don't know if you actually want those
There's
videos.
one of me leapfrogging my players are coming out. It's awful.
We Top Gun has a tattoo.
We'll get that up there.
Top Gun has a tattoo of his alias on his arm. So we did one where we all wrote our alias on our arms in marker and ran out and showed it to the camera.
That sounds like a donkey brain thing to do.
Well,
typical donkey brain.
The commissioner's definitely not going to be happy with that one.
Yeah, why not? Either way, we're going to throw up some tweets there. We mentioned it in the pregame. The Kingwood Fnatic matchup went down, and here it is. Kingwood tweeting out, "Lost match is always painful. There's no better time and place for it than a boot camp to deal with our mistakes." They might not have time to deal with many mistakes because they're more than likely going to be automatically relegated down
next week,
to the Mountain Dew League. They have what I think today and tomorrow to avoid that. You can see they're down in 14th, 3 wins behind Virtus Pro in 13th. So VP is just thanking God right now.
This was their first season into Pro League as well. They were promoted from Mountain Dew last season, I believe, as well. Penta went down, Kingwood came up. So it makes sense, really. They did have a reasonably good start into the league, had some big names taken down into a couple of maps there. But yeah, overall, it's been very disappointing. And then obviously losing to Fnatic tonight, that was a must win.
Here's an interesting question.
Oh, yeah?
If you took Kingwood and put them in the North American region of Pro League, where do you think that they would end up?
How long is a piece of string, Jason?
Exactly what I was going to say, Henry. What kind of a ridiculous question. I know that you're still... Come on, mate. Oh, my God.
We're filling some time.
Here's some news. Let's do a good filler topic right now.
Before we get into this is a good time to mention. We'll come back to this because I want you to have a chance to do whatever crazy donkey brain stuff you're going to do. Animal Squad, you can see that's
what I was going to do.
Oh wow. Well, I took it.
See, this is why I would make a fantastic host.
Okay, would you like to?
Animal Squad have been removed from the Pro League because they forfeited some matches, and there's a ruling by Pro League to say get out of there.
I think they chose more than likely to forfeit. I think they're technically allowed to still play out all their matches. I think they chose because of the unfair advantages it gives some teams down the stretch to be able to have some.
You think that they care about the other teams?
Did we work out who would benefit the most?
But one of their players already left, so I think they might have just.
Did anyone who dropped them out to them? And
apparently.
Cyber for them was like, oh wow, that's just completely removed. Right? Actually, quite nicely for us.
I think they only had 2 wins.
I just don't think their wins are going to matter. I don't think the games matter at all in the standings.
I know, but I mean, like if there was a team who went 2-0 against them and someone went 0-2, you know, like the fact that it all gets removed.
Yeah,
so there are some teams benefiting, I guess.
Okay,
definitely are.
Sure. To go back to the question though,
which one?
The bad question that you didn't like. I just want to force you to answer it at this point.
Can you repeat the question, please, Jason?
If Kingwood were in the NA region.
Yep. Okay. So
they'd be mid-table.
They would be better than the Foundation.
I think they're just below Luminosity, maybe.
Better than Rush. Better than Complexity Gaming.
Okay.
Yeah, probably somewhere between 6 and 10.
So top 10.
Where are you going with this, Jason?
I don't know.
It's just a ridiculous question, isn't it? Here's what we should do. Here's really what we should do. We should drop some of these American teams, and we should get the 2 best Chinese teams. Let's go with Tyloo, and let's say Flash Gaming, even though they have never played a tournament. I'm going to say they're going to be better than Vici. Vici look relatively underwhelming. Let's get those guys.
Cool.
Let's whack them in this league. Who else we got? Who else?
Do like a smorgasbord of regions.
We'll just call it the others. It won't be NA.
So Europe and others.
Yes, and then we just add in all the other like regions that kind of suck, and then we try and build a good region.
You're being very political with this. I can tell. This is good. I like the idea. We've had this discussion actually just off camera at times, and I like the idea.
Cool.
Yeah.
Henry, what do you think about the idea?
No, I don't. We're gonna go.
We're done?
Yeah, we're done.
That's the end of it.
We're done here.
Okay.
Thanks for all of your help, guys. Thanks for not throwing me under the bus ever. We're gonna send it over to Pansy and Uber to take us away in the first matchup.
Yeah, thank you, Moses. I was taking a few notes on the hosting. I don't know why the boys are so hard on him there. Some good questions. Some good questions. Also, Henry, do up your bloody button, mate. What is this, mate?
Please don't.
This isn't a Bucks show.
Leave it open.
Disgusting.
It's not a bloody, it's not a strip club in Bratislava either. I don't know what he's about.
Don't be jealous, Mitch. I see you very, buttoned up there. You should maybe
I'm very restrained.
Relax a little.
I'm very restrained. You know me, Lauren. Toit as a toiger. Anyway, Train going to be our first map here between HellRaisers and FaZe Clan. And to be fair, both teams, well, I mean, HellRaisers especially have shown some improvement of late, almost coinciding actually with when Sticko opted to sort of backseat his schooling and focus on the game more. Now, who knows how that would have affected him and the rest of his team respectively, but that's just a marker chronologically for when this team started to go for a bit of an upswing.
Yeah, that's a good point there, Mitch.
I'm not all about upswings, Lauren.
But let's talk about this as well. This kind of it's actually an important game for FaZe. This will solidify them within that top 6 and kind of put them in a way better position. They're currently on, I think, 13 wins and 9 losses. So they're still kind of around that from, I guess, like 3rd to 10th or 9th position struggle-ish. They're pretty safe, but they have had an up and down season. It's not been the completely smooth ride that's been shown in their offline performances. There's still a little bit more here and there for it. So this shouldn't be a problem this game. But HellRaisers could certainly throw a bit of a curveball here, but this looks like a bit of a nice play coming out from FaZe, so eyes towards this one. Yeah,
already going to put at least Kiyoshima into Pop Dog. No, it's going to be all the men out on towards the outer side here. It's going to be the pistol push. Clocks are out, and FaZe are going to pressure forward now. It's Keo to find the first pick. Bondic was boosted up there, but nothing to be found. And of course, where there's smoke, there's fire. A boosted player means another one close by. And Sticko and Deadfox able to respond for the 3 versus 3, but the bomb is down, and Keo drops.
The aggressive stuff from FaZe has been met by full force. Sticko's having none of it, so, oh dear. Well, look, the aiming was great. The rest of it, not so much so, and the bomb still being able to be spotted. Hence, as to why Carrigan hit the brakes for a second, but it didn't matter. Deadfox pushed for it and found the kill, and now the defuse will come out. The 3 players, I've got to say, between Deadfox and Sticko, the crossfire they set up between each other was really well played out. Kind of working off each other, even with FaZe bringing that much pressure. They just didn't seem to be able to find the frag on the train. So, at the end of the day, HellRaisers do pick up the first round, and a great start for them. FaZe, please don't drop this game, because my fantasy team depends on this.
Oh, yes, that's right. It's still a 2-horse race. I've given up, as you can see. Once Henry overtook me, I realised that this was pretty
this
done
isn't
and
where
dusted,
you want to be.
as you put it.
That's a good phrase. I like that phrase. Ooh, Rain. He's on my fantasy team, and he's got a rifle. He's gone big. I like it. It's been dropped out to him, so.
I think he was, definitely one of the top-rated players for FaZe. Really consistent, you know. They used to call him an onliner, like way back, right? But he had a very consistent performance in Sydney in general. He was just fragging out, even more than Nico in a lot of cases there. So he was really impressive in Sydney.
And yeah, 0-0 on playing on B so far, but with HellRaisers being aggressive towards A or pushing up towards Connected, they're going to find out, well, there's no one here. There could be a bit of a passive play through Ivy. It could still be being set up, but with no one watching it, it's going to make you maybe consider that B hit coming through a little bit quicker than maybe expected, but no utility put down for FaZe, so this is just going in dry pretty much. Rain just allowing Carrigan to go in first so he can trade off them if required. Now, Zero can still cause problems here, and Rain needs to be the one to change all the odds for FaZe.
Just dipping his toe in the water so far. Rain sitting well back, trying to make the most of the AK, or just try and get a plan out of this round. Now, there is a bit of an investment behind it, of course, with the AK coming in, so it needs to go to some use, and Carrigan's forced just to meet his maker there. Rain's taken so much damage after planting the bomb, and that AK gets absolutely no value. It's just Kiyoshima left, and it doesn't really have anything to work with either. Flashbacks to Fallen. He doesn't have an AWP. He's going to have to wait this round out. There's not much to be done except get an exit.
And that's it. So, just keeps all the P250. Now, kind of curious as to why at this point. Does have enough for armor, but I guess he can buy utility? Yeah, so that's what he's going to get. Fair enough. Alu does get the AWP, though. Now, it is glass cannon. Something I guess was discussed on the desk is the fact that, you know, FaZe do like to force up a bit. They're pretty good at it as well. There's no disputing it. But it does mean that Alu kind of suffers on the other side. That he doesn't often get the AWP. So, imperative for him to get this in his hands. And now, looking at HellRaisers again, still doing that 4-1-0, being quite aggressive as well, and Deadfox is even more so. He's going to be pushing down through Ivy, getting all the info here, and instantly, Angel comes over.
The emphasis on Rain is incredible here. Last round, he was dropped an AK, and this round, he bought one. So he was able to have an AK in his hand in rounds 2 and 3. So FaZe are definitely putting their eggs in the Rain basket right now. To start things off, Carrigan strolls up onto the site. It's the first kill onto Angel, headshot now, and Zero needs to be a little bit more careful. He needs to watch his right side as well. It's Carrigan pushing forward, Smoke's there, and he's more than happy to push through from up on high at Zero to go down, but off camera, Zero, so sharp, already got himself 2 kills.
I'm liking this from Carrigan, though. It looks like he might be feeling this game. Very aggressive stuff, but now he's in a bit of a predicament. There's 3 players that know where he is. So it's down to the last 2 standing for FaZe to try and keep it together. Alu's got the ult, but already got tagged. Playing on the ladder won't do him much good. He's going to be down on this low HP, 15 to be precise, and his teammates fallen. This is going to be almost impossible. And where was Keo in all of that?
And Alu, the one aim punch man. See no armor into that round. The first pick he took around the trains, he got completely slapped back down to 16. Not ideal. FaZe spending a lot of money in these first few rounds. Investments obviously towards Rain and Co. He is one of the 2 players with no kills yet. Nico's also had a quiet one. So FaZe clan without Nico and Rain performing is a bit concerning.
Yeah, and they're the 2 of my fantasy teams, so... That's GG.
Did you put them in this week, or were they just...
No, they were in this week. This was specifically for these matchups, and I could be very sad.
Online CS, Lauren.
Yeah, I've made a terrible error. No, it's good from HellRaisers though so far. It looks consistent, and it's always a conversation topic as well. Deadfox in his inconsistencies seems to have the highest highs, and then just kind of goes missing. Yeah,
it was also a problem as well. He didn't really frag when he didn't have an AWP as well. He kind of had that complex. So we do see it from a lot of Warpers. Like we use that for Alu as well. An example of a player that without good economy on his team to back him up doesn't do a lot with it. Rain down to 9. A lot of damage here. Look, hoping for just questing, I guess, for a deagle kill. He's lucky to backstep on that nade. He's down to 6. There's a player coming up towards him there as well. You can see just through the walls, Bondic. Rain has a player off towards his left as well, teammate. Hoping they can pick Bondic's weapon up here. He's essentially going in alone here. Doesn't matter, really, does it? Alu and Rain fall in a screaming heap, and it's Kyo in a 1v5.
With no bomb, limited impact to be had to the grand scheme of this round, and Angel should be the one to find this. And he is. No problem there for Angel, holds it well. And again, HellRaisers keeping clean rounds is really, really good for them. Money-wise, they're getting really well set. 10k already on Bondic, 11 on Deadfox, 8 now building up on Sticko. These guys are in a great position now. Another buy comes in for FaZe, so again, at least they can kind of throw themselves back into this one.
The best thing you can do against FaZe Clan is really to keep a clamp on their economy. It really hurts them. They've got players that obviously can succeed when they're, you know, forcing pistols and stuff like that. But if you can keep an AWP out of Alu's hands for as long as you can, he really struggles. We saw that in Sydney on many occasions. SK were very good at limiting the economy of FaZe, but we're off to a start. Nico actually pushes out of T-Con, somehow alive still with 1 point of HP. Very lucky.
Incredibly aggressive as well. That was, you know, through the fire and the flames almost down to 1 HP. He gets away, so a little bit scary times. So no, the timing for Deadfox is very unfortunate. Alu's going to be able to kind of tease this one away, but I don't know if the third time's going to work out. He does draw the shots, now he will claim the angle. But while this happens, Angel and Sticko are pushing up over by Pop, so Rain and Kyo, their options could be limited if they'd gone for that pressure, but they hadn't. They're still waiting on what looks like Carrigan to get positioned. Lovely work from Alu, very patient stuff. Just predicting Angel maybe trying to rotate over towards B or try and provide some strength though towards that side of the map.
He's getting so much information about where Sticko is right now as well. He knows Deadfox will be lurking, so Alu basically knows where all the players on this A site should be right now, but it doesn't matter. Deadfox takes him down. The Hungarian national adds another one to his belt. It was Carrigan who's made his way through. So this is what FaZe were kind of waiting on before they really start to pinch in. Carrigan made his way through Ivy. Sticko's there, though. It's just a wayward spray through the smoke to claim the target, and now HellRaisers try and back into this round. It's a 1v2 for Kiyoshima. He's had a quiet start. Often the last man standing, as he is again. Oh, yeah, had to back away from that one, but lets the molly go. Now it's to no effect. He can't pressure Sticko with it, but nice correction. The transfer onto his head is enough to get the job done.
Kind of curious as to why Sticko then just pushed out for it. There was no... It already had a little bit of a scuffle with Kyo. Didn't see the bomb. There wasn't a plan. He just tried to push for a better position, or just maybe angsty, wanted to get the fight done, but doesn't bode well for them now. FaZe get one on the board. They do keep the AWP as well. I guess put right back out towards Alu. Now, a couple of players are suffering. Their money's not great, bearing in mind, you know, we've been hyping up Rain. He's yet to get a kill.
Should point out as well that FaZe could be pretty burnt out in general. I don't really want to use it as a mitigating factor here, but, I mean, given our state right now, Lauren, and yesterday,
yep.
I mean, I'm worse than I was yesterday when we got back. They would probably be feeling this jet lag.
Yeah, definitely. It's going to be
It's like the longest trip you could take.
Hard. Yeah, and now Sticko getting aggressive, kind of keeps Carrigan in bay. It felt like maybe that was a little bit of a way in to break down this HellRaisers approach. It worked out very well last round, of course. This time that's been nullified. Now Deadfox has been spotted. I'm pretty sure Alu's seen that one, trying to draw the shot so he can get something done. But you can see Deadfox is holding. He's not really giving much away here, and Alu maybe looking to reclaim some of the territory that was lost over down by Ivy. Sticko's backed away from it though, so not the biggest threat yet. But look how aggressive HellRaisers are putting themselves across the map. Excluding Sticko here, Bondic and Deadfox are pushing for information.
So the FaZe clan now aren't really going for that balls out outside play they usually go for. In the previous round, we saw Nico go in and get, you know, damage down to 1 HP, but he still got the kill. They really just aren't coming in with that pace that we usually expect to see from them, especially on this map, especially when they're bought up as well. Sticko doesn't show too much. Alu just needs to step ahead of the Molotov. He's fine. Sticko didn't even see him despite throwing that. So this might work in Alu's favor here. Sticko won't expect him to be up so close. Still goes for the peek. Doesn't connect. Now Alu is in a weird spot.
He does have Nico with him, though, so maybe more than Sticko's going to expect. Now, smoked off, he's going to do a nice little short nade there, falls quite nicely towards them. Now, Rain's on 1 HP, bearing in mind as well. These guys are getting pretty much chewed up here. 16 now for Nico, turns around, gets the spray, but he can't get the kill. Sticko's going to have to back away. 34 HP, and Nico wants to fight, and he misses it all. Something I'm not used to saying, but Alu has found one back, but he can't adjust quickly enough for Sticko. Good trade for Rain, but by now he's in a 1v3. It's not gone favorably. Tries to get a desperate plant going, and he actually might get away with it, and he has.
Rain with his first kill in this round, make it the second now. That's all he's going to get with 1 HP. There's only so much you can do when you're in that position, and it's been a very muted start from FaZe Clan here. You know, we always kind of boil down analysis in CS sometimes, Lauren. I usually don't do it, I usually avoid that. But sometimes we boil it down to just hitting his shots. And unfortunately, you've seen it in this particular round there. Nico, 16 points of health, pushes smoke towards Sticko to try and take him out, then has to make this wild correction of his crosshair because he wasn't quite oriented around the corner. And then there's 2 HellRaisers players there just to break him down. FaZe is not getting much done here, not really trading effectively or efficiently into this site. It's never a 1v1 for these 1-for-1. It's always a deficit in mid-round.
No, you're absolutely spot on. So spoot on. You know, it's almost like I'm tired, Mitch.
Really?
It's almost like that. Yeah, jet lag is a real thing. But you know, if Optic can win their games and get themselves into a good position, even with less time,
then we can eat our words, I guess.
I can sort it out. So Zero's got the molly in hand. He's going to be playing, I guess, first contact. Falls back a little, maybe having a bit of feel of this. Doesn't want to get overrun by those pistols. There could always be armor behind it if they were feeling a little bit spicy. There isn't, though. So Angel's going to have a nicer time, as is Zero, as they just come leaping out like a little fountain of players, feeding nicely. But bomb plant is imperative, and they actually get it. Rain gets a kill as well. That's brilliant. And Alu gets a follow-up, even better. Now, they do have an M4, or Alu has an M4, but that's probably not going to be kept for too long. No, Bondic's there.
2 kills for Alu. Trying to keep a lid on the economy of HellRaisers here is FaZe Clan and get some money back themselves. Not too bad. I mean, Dead Fox is, you know, inching towards 10K in terms of money there, so he's looking pretty comfortable. That's important to have the money on him, of course. I don't think I need to explain why. Sticker's having a great game, though. 8-1. 9-5 for Zero as well, who always has a place in my heart. I really feel like he's a player that, you know, so often is bailing HellRaisers out of really nasty rounds. He's got incredibly good aim, that guy. Enjoy him.
Well, back in we go. FaZe, you have to make that full impact, though. This is a problem. HellRaisers, you know, their money's looking pretty decent. They're in a good spot going on. They've got a great answer to what's been happening so far. And HellRaisers haven't been off point at all. They're looking like they've got lots of variety to bring through as well. The double stack towards Ivy going on right now between Sticko and Dead Fox. They can fall off it, and you can see the pressure over by the box halls. And Zero is going to have such a great time. Finds Rain, can back away. No trade imminent. And FaZe get left with 4.
Such a boon, and it's what's been happening with FaZe Clan for a lot of these rounds. I'd like to see how many of them they got the first kill in. Not too many of them. I think maybe guys like Alu and Nico have delivered them in the past, but that was beautiful from Zero. Especially if you're up against a team who's kind of forcing or doesn't have the full brace of utility, doesn't have a Molotov for that corner. It's really nice. And Bondic saw Keo come down. Maybe a bit of one-wayness to that smoke as you saw a bit of the ladder actually peeking through the plumes. And Carrigan, fearless leader himself, now in a 1v5. The bomb is a long way away, and Bondic has discovered it on the other side of the map. So Carrigan's not getting out of here scot-free. He's probably just going to need to try and haul himself up in CT spawn, but he'll be pushed. Angel with his knife out, though. That's an easy kill. However, Zero, again, consistent, and finds him.
Yeah, FaZe just look rusty. I've got to say it. It's not often you get to say it, so when it's happening, why not? And they aren't landing their shots. They seem very, you know, kind of blurry in how they're playing, and it may be jet lag. It may just be tired after all of this. And Angel going on the UMP buy, even when Dead Fox has 11K. That's interesting.
Bring your dad to work day, and they've just allowed their fathers to play for them, or something like that.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, hey, that could be a thing in this industry. We're getting there. We've got a lot of great initiatives in esports. That could be one of them, to make them understand at least. But Angel, look at this aggressive play. His head gets landed on by Kirishima, but he actually managed to get the kill regardless. So perhaps that was Rain. Either way, Zero is going to maintain this aggressive positioning to pressure a FaZe who definitely haven't been able to buy into this round a great deal.
And the more worrying factor as well for, I guess, FaZe here is how imperative this game is for them overall in their standings. This is still a very big game. They still need this to look towards the offline finals.
They can open the door for like Fnatic and stuff. I think Fnatic goes to 5th place or 6th place with their 2-0.
They could do, yeah. I don't know if it's been updated.
They
They're
13
11-11
11.
So yeah. This could be worrying. You know, this is where you, as said, open up opportunities. And HellRaisers, they want to stay away from that kind of bottom group, so they'd have to try and get these wins on the board, which they might be doing here.
And there's no reason for FaZe Clan not to be at the Downers finals unless they just royally stuff it up for themselves, and then no one else to blame, really. But Bondic there, quite leisurely, just tapping from the back of the inner sight. It's 2 kills, and well, this is done again. Carrigan once again on his own. Again, just charge in and let it be done. There's not much else to do, and you can see around his body littered with the pistols of unsuccessful FaZe plays in that round. So they're going to buy back in again. Alu this time actually has some armor to work with here. And there are 2 Molotovs here for FaZe. So look to see them try and clear out that close spot that we often see Zero like to play. CT sides, if they can use that, that player on the upper inner site effectively, they can always get a man advantage early, which is such a bad omen for T side.
And let's remember, their online performance has been shaky for FaZe. They lost that 2-0 to Kingwin. They've split series with Envious, split a series with LDLC. They haven't been flawless. This isn't the team that we saw in the grand finals. This seems like a bit of a different look. But for now, we'll focus on the round because it looks like Zero is going to be the one to take a lot of the, I guess, bear a lot of the brunt here if FaZe actually go for this hit. Now, at the moment, you can see the HellRaisers are very much decisively sticking towards that smoke being where they're coming from. 4 players still dedicated towards this. First couple of bits of utility come in, and now Zero's seen at least 2 players. He's well aware of what's happening. Kerrigan burns alive. Gets kind of put out of his misery by Zero with the rifle, but by now, the site's under control. Too many mollies to deal with.
Yeah, eventually he's just going to get ticked down by that one. That was most of the damage he took came from. The HellRaisers still stabilized a little bit here. Alu's going to fall, and Kiyoshima's up on that bomb cart here. The bomb already being planted. So now some pressure actually being applied to HellRaisers for probably the first round in this game, if I'm honest with you. Kio's going to push up aggressively. He's a lot of players, but connecting with them is the important part. That was Nico to find Bonic off camera. He has the AWP in there, and Kio gets 1. Now the 2v2. Sticko, oh no, he may have fucked this one up, but Nico seems to be unaware. No, he just turns around and gives it to him anyway. Not bad, and FaZe get themselves back into this game. Rain to swing in. The reinforcements arrive, and it's 8-2.
Yeah, definitely fluffing that one up. These were the mollies that came in, and that was the molly was burning for so long. I guess Zero kind of forgot about it, backed away, and there we go. He was so low on HP, a bit of a shame for him. But still, it finally felt like maybe FaZe were actually able to do something there, trade a little bit more effectively than before, and Nico opting for the Galil rather than the UMP. Who'd have thought it?
There's a Bondic and Zero, obviously. They're 12 and 13 kills, respectively, and that's the B-site players here, at least the players we've seen receive pushes from there. So that's been successful for HellRaisers so far, and now, again, a change of tack to 2 players here. I always see some of that FaZe randomness we saw against SK. You know, put 4 men down Ivy, just do something interesting, perhaps. Sticko is 1 with the smoke. Right now, it's a flash through. Carrigan also reciprocates. Sticko is able to let himself get out.
Yeah, good timing so far for FaZe. Carrigan's flash was well timed. That could have been so different if Sticko had maybe got that done, but Carrigan wants to go back on the other side or maybe boost a player up so he can peek over the top. And yeah, Alu's going to be doing that, having a little look here. And that's effective until the smoke dissipates, and then you've just got to be ready on the angle, which Alu is. There's a little bit of a threat that Sticko could still be possibly by that box. It's minimal, though. But for now, the more important thing is the early damage.
Yeah, the smoke clearing. FaZe can also see the bloodstains on the wall behind and know that some of their spam through has actually come to fruition, and they've done a bit of damage with that. And they have. You can see Dead Fox is down to 15. Sticko's low as well. The damage has been done this round, but that's nice from Bondic. That's real nice. Bomb goes loose as well. He gives himself an AK and a pat on the back. And even heads up into Pop Dog now. This is going to make things a little bit harder, but Nico reads that post-play aggression fairly well. He and Ali trying back in to give FaZe a chance in this round. But it's a 2v3, and the bomb is loose. Down the bottom of Pop Dog, and HellRaisers, they know it.
This would be a very well-needed game for HellRaisers. They haven't won one in the last 3 matchups, so 6 games for Pro League, they've not won a single match. Of course, they've had Mouse Sports, Fnatic, and Astralis. Yeah, there's no disputing that, but this would be brilliant. Alu, though, very, very confident, but 9 seconds remains. The bomb plant is now going to be imperative, but Nico's going to handle that one as Zero now tries to play back into this. Nice little nade.
Cheeky over the top. Oh, that hurts. That really hurts. Ali puts it in his pocket, but he's still going to be able to come out with the frag there as well, and FaZe clan off the back of I feel a lot of work being done by Ali there. It's amazing what he can do when he gets an AWP. It's what he's known for. And he'll drop out an AK to Rain. For FaZe, keeping an AK in Rain's hand seems to be paramount.
I think, yeah.
Or was it not? Yep.
Nah, he just dropped it over, I think, to Keo. So, yeah, all back, all fair play. But the money for HellRaisers is still fine. Like, it might have dwindled by now. You know, FaZe have been starting to tear away these moments. And a quick hit, this is what I want to see. Does FaZe have that little bit of firepower? So far, the answer is no. Dead Fox stands tall. He tries to find more, but maybe the electric box isn't the best cover here. But Angel has his back, and Dead Fox swings out on the second.
This positioning is ridiculous from Dead Fox here as well. It's a great answer to FaZe, who love that sort of big, ballsy rush out onto the outer side, and Dead Fox is standing tall. Not many get past him at all, and 3 have fallen. Such an aggressive position as well. It's so dangerous, but FaZe weren't ready for it.
No, I guess you can argue you don't often have an AWP that close to your face, but he handled it so well. Didn't seem pressured in the crossfire again. HellRaisers have really good kind of setups just to deny FaZe these kind of easy picks. It's always traded out favorably for HellRaisers, if it even is. You know, we saw Dead Fox being alive then for an incredibly large amount of time. We're at 9-3 now. I thought this, you know, the start was like, it's fine. It's HellRaisers, you know, they've got the money, they've got the pistol, no worries. But
Sounds
FaZe
like you in the show
really,
match, mate.
I know. Look, I put my faith in Henry and it was misplaced.
Hey, you have no other choice, I feel you.
I kind of have to. I had to play the villain, all right? And also had to believe. And that didn't get me very far.
Well, I appreciate your dedication to the cause. Now, Carrigan shows through the smoke, or at least Stico sprays him down, so not a great start for FaZe Clan here, but they've got very little to work with here. It's pistols and some nades brought up here, so it might just be an airstrike straight down the guts, or maybe they won't even get used. We'll see. Yeah, a few nades being lobbed in. Angel definitely going to feel that one, but he's delivered threefold the damage he's taken.
There it is. This is a bit of a beatdown, Mitch. I don't know what to say about this one.
Again,
what can you say about this?
Well, I mean, a few things, I guess, you know. But first of all, it's a FaZe economy that never really got to grow. I think they keep getting reset to a degree. I think they win that one round, and they lose it again. And often these rounds that they are winning are super costly. Like they had to come back from a 2v3 situation in the last round that they won. It's been pretty rough for them. Literally, it's been 4 rounds for HellRaisers, then 2-1 for FaZe, and then HellRaisers win back now with 2 rounds in a row. So just super hard to build an economy. It's a big weakness for this team who loves to force.
God, and this aggression again. I didn't expect Angel to be on to do the work here. It's actually, I thought it maybe Zero from the box hold kind of top piece there. He did so well before, backs away from him, but they've done the damage again. Kyo gets swept aside, and FaZe, no single member of FaZe has broken in double digits on the scoreboard yet.
No, Nalu glass cannon again in this round. He really fancies having the AWP in hand, which potentially makes this next round a bit of a dead rubber. The last 1.5 for FaZe may just not really amount to much. They don't bring much into the round. Their loss bonus has already been reset, obviously, by the prior round. Pretty nasty stuff. We'll see what they're going to try and set up for here, though, as well. It's a bit of a split play for the moment here. You can see Carrigan and Nalu hope for something on the A side. This might draw Rain back down Pop Dog, and Nico obviously is over towards B. But again, you have to play for picks here. They need to use Alu well, and Carrigan's going to be forced forward here as well. It's not the most safe place to be, but he's not going to be spotted out yet.
I guess stranger things have happened right now. Virtus.pro are up on Fnatic. We'll see if that actually closes out them. That's over in ECS.
God.
But Bondic, the timing on this.
There's no armor on Alu as well, like I said, so there's no hope.
They've been picked apart. It's just like, you know, FaZe is a bit of a mixed team at the moment. It just does seem like they're going through the motions, and maybe they are. They're tired. They've been at an event. They got to the finals. It wasn't a short one for those guys. So there's no taking away from them. But these games are important. They need to go to those finals. So it's Rain and Carrigan to try and hold it together. Bomb plant's in, but Dead Fox and Zero are right on the door.
Oh, that Sticker defines Carrigan. I mean, I think FaZe walked away with like a cool 40K or something like that from, you know, IM City. So they're probably feeling okay right now. I think they'd like to represent at the Pro League finals here, especially now they've got this new form. I just want to see them in as many lanes as possible here. But to do that, Lauren, you have to play online CS for like 10 weeks. And it's a pretty demanding schedule for some players here, no doubt about it, especially when things like ECS and stuff exist and there's been so many events. So I'm not making excuses for FaZe, by the way. Obviously, this has just been a pretty average showing from them in general. So they forced for the last round of the half. Let's see what they can dig up here. This T side has been very average.
Yeah, it really has. Very underwhelming in comparison to what you'd generally expect. And HellRaisers, well, they're not taking the foot off the gas. They see a bit of a wounded animal here, and they're just going to hunt him down. And I don't blame them. HellRaisers are playing well as well. This is not just, you know, a bit of a fluke. It's good CS from HellRaisers.
They're that staff cheater in the savannah that sees like the injured deer and just, you know, got to go for it. Otherwise, how are you going to survive? How are you going to have little baby cheetahs? All these things. Maybe incorrect use of animal there. Probably the worst one I could have chosen. But either way, Zero sitting at the back of the side here. It's a 5v4 for the CT side, but Ali chimes in. The Galil finds Zero now, but Bondic steps in. It's a spray down, and Carrigan just can't do anything about it. Stico way back in through CT. It's a messy round, and normally FaZe, they thrive in these situations, but not this time. It's Kiyoshima with nothing but a very sad-looking Tech 9, and Angel in his sights.
Christ. What is going on here?
I don't think even he can save FaZe right now.
No, this is one for the books. Not a good performance in any way.
Sorry.
Yeah, it's just one of those you just gotta grin and bear it. And even production are done with the game. It's that early. They just whacked on the music, guys. We're gonna be going to a break here on the halftime because I think I need to step outside after seeing that absolute beatdown. 12-3, FaZe barely making it on the board.
Hate to see it. See you after the break. It's all looking a bit grim, Lauren, I'll be honest with you. Instead of FaZe up, it seems like it may be FaZe down and potentially out of playoff contention here in Season 5 of the ESL Pro League. Currently standing in 7th, they really need to win all of their games, and this should be a gimme for arguably one of the top teams in the world.
Yeah, you could... I guess you could put them anywhere you want in that top 3. It's all arguable, isn't it? Now we've seen SK come back to strength with Fallen just doing disgusting things. Astralis, of course, still having all that backbone to them that you can't ignore. But FaZe have been right there, and they've been challenging the whole way. You saw Kiev, you saw all these other events. It's very hard to take anything away from them. So to see them losing out drastically to HellRaisers, that's why this is such a poignant thing. This is very much online CS, but hopefully they've gone and got a little espresso going. Take a little step outside, going, all right, guys, what's going on here? Because, yeah, it's online. Yeah, maybe it's not quite getting our, blood going like it did in the finals of IEM Sydney, but we should probably get more than 3 rounds.
It's not a great way to start the CT side either, really. I mean, great performance from HellRaisers there. Now they need to, continue to work their magic a little bit more, of course, and continue to put pressure on FaZe. But, I mean, if you want to talk about keeping an economy quiet, I mean, what better way to do it than to have some successful T-side rounds, get yourself those bomb plants in, and make them competitive, even if you're not winning them out here. FaZe, a team known for individual skill that is just so much greater than so many other teams that they go against here. I'm almost speaking in hyperbole, you know what I mean? We saw their performance over in Sydney, but look, they've been at an event, they've just come back. HellRaisers also, they have been on the road. They were obviously at tours over the weekend, and that was an unsuccessful performance for them in the grand final, mind you. It was 0-2 up against G2, and Kenny Eswit had a bit of a crowd surf. So they made it all the way through that pool, and there were actually some really quite decent teams there in tours. We're very blessed to have 2 top CS tournaments in one weekend. So they're looking good. They're on the upswing. FaZe, still, I think, performed very well. They beat, obviously, their nemesis Astralis over in Sydney in that semi-final, which was an absolute cracker. Shame it wasn't a best of 5. And then, of course, fell to SK 3-1 in the final.
But no, it's very weird when you see none of FaZe, kicking in, right?
Nico 6-14. What is life?
It feels like a long time since you've even considered that. But HellRaisers individually have turned up quite a bit here. Every single player's doing what they need to do, which is great for them. They seem to have kind of followed on the momentum, but I guess you can say that Tours is a little bit closer than coming back from Sydney, right? So it's the battle of jet lag, and so far, FaZe are losing it. Now, HellRaisers aren't going to let them get away from it. They're not going to, take any mercy on them. They need this win just as much as FaZe do. So, this could save them in the Pro League. This means that they stay away from that bottom position. So, again, very imperative for them to win this.
They're looking much better right now. It's been an interesting season. We've seen highs and lows, ebbs and flows from a lot of these teams. Even VP right now have been struggling. They won't get auto-relegated, though. Although they were close if King would beat Fnatic, which is unrealistic. But anyway, pistol round now. Karrigan just going to be standing guard on Ivy, and there are 3 players here pushing forward. You can see HellRaisers are chomping at the bit already, taking a lot of ground, wanting to get up in the face of FaZe, but Karrigan plucks 2 heads off with the USP.
Yeah, good position from Keo. He's going to cut off the final member who's working through Ivy. Nico missing shots with the pistol. It was a bit of a leaping 0, to be fair. Not an easy one to hit. Rain's there, though. He's going to find Sticker, so that leaves 0 very, very alone. Still going to be able to isolate Rain. That's a good beginning for him, but the bomb's all the way down by Ivy, so he's got such a long way to traverse and so few options, especially with the Glock.
So it's not really a position where you have too many options. I think that's pretty safe to say, especially now the 0, obviously.
What are they doing?
Down that clock again. Yeah, I don't really know why Keo faces that. He takes so much damage as well. He's got the USP. I don't really know why he's struggling so much, but 0 very sharp, as I always say. Starting to sound like a broken record now. Oh, my Lord. This better not be a thing, I swear. 42 seconds left.
No.
He's going to run into Nico now, gets himself a USP. He's still got 63 points of health. 2 players to deal with, Keo and Alu. 5 points of health between the 2 of them. This might be the turnaround here. No. Alu shuts him down, but that'll be making you sweat if you're FaZe clan. That was a must-win round.
Oh, my God. As if he did that. As if he dinked up those 2 players.
That's so winnable as well from his position.
And if only, obviously, you don't know how much damage you've done, of course, but if you'd known, he might have just stuck on the Glock just to spam it away. Oh,
that would have
word.
probably been the better decision for him at that point, but how do you know?
Yeah, no, that was so good from him, though. This is just individually a really sick performance from HellRaisers, it seems. Now, yeah, FaZe win the round and go on that full UMP buy, but so well done by HR to even bring it back to that point, and 0, should I be precise. Yeah, he's really firing on all cylinders.
FaZe clan, now, lots of UMPs there. Apparently they've been popular lately, not sure. And they've got plenty of utility to back this one up here, so it should be pretty comfortable. They just need to be wary. Obviously, remember, playing UMP across this site can be a little bit difficult. If you're sitting back where Aloe is, or maybe even further back, and actually where Connector is, it's really hard to come in and actually refrag or reinforce the site well, because it's pretty tripe at long range. This is fine, though, where Keo was standing. But I remember seeing Alu try and make this work across the site in Sydney, and it just did absolutely nothing. He got smashed by pistols. So that's a nice nade, though. Look at that.
Zero and Angel. Poor guys. Chunked on down. Keo doesn't know how much he's done, but he's going to see the shoulder. Yeah, that's Angel gone. Now, Zero not able to really work in from that either, which is a bit of a shame. And now we're going to back away. You can see Deadfox looking for options as well, down by Ivy. They're just waiting this one out, see if they can punish anything. It's, anything's a bonus this time for HellRaisers. Bonding's got out as well.
Out of jail so far. We'll see how long he can remain the vigilante, though. Up on the top of these trains. Rain out, it finds the head. Nice opening here. Now we have the 4v4. Can he make this shot? That's not too bad at all. The correction actually takes Nico very, very low. And now we're going to see if they can... Yeah, they want to try and overwhelm him with 2 players. It works out well, but none of these weapons can be recovered at this stage. HellRaisers are doing a lot of long-range damage, but it doesn't give them the weapon upgrades they need. Now a cleanup. That's all he needs to do there. Nicely done. UMP for 3. Good money made. And relatively clean for FaZe, and this is all, of course, absolutely necessary to keep them in the game.
Still pretty close, considering they had no armor and just pretty much a couple of deagles. I think 2 of the players only had Glocks, but still. HellRaisers, let's see the money. So this is the eco probably coming in. Maybe a pistol or 2 they can buy down to a little bit. So yeah, you can see a couple of deagles coming in, but being quite careful.
Very.
And I don't mind it. I do not mind it at all. They've got rounds to spare, so they don't need to rush it. They want to ensure what they have, and when they get to the gun round, make sure we have everything we need.
Yeah, they want to make sure Deadfox can actually buy an AWP and armor, more importantly. And give themselves some good utilities. T-side on train, you definitely want a bit of that. Otherwise, you're going to walk straight into the meat grinder. Smoke and Ivy. Carrigan. Keo playing quite close here. Jeez, he's completely smashed Angel there. 97 points of damage. Hard to see it. Blink and you miss it, in fact. And Kia might not even know he's done so much damage there, but he'll find out soon enough, surely.
Yeah, and with the aggression coming out from Nico and Carrigan being incredibly vigilant over by Ivy, they're probably going to get a decent read. It's going to be a B hit. Kio's going to be watching the upper play, and Alu's got his back watching the lower ramp. Now, it looks like maybe a 3-2. Could be something along those lines. So Alu needs to be actually pretty on point here to be able to deny this. Otherwise, Kio is very much alone. Now he's going to find one. Looks for the second, gets it. That's good. Kio can now be unleashed towards the players on the upper ramp. Why?
It took eons for Alu to correct his aim on Angel there. Eons. By his standard anyway. Yes. Alu's very quick on that, but you can see he lined it up. And maybe he's a little bit slow today. Maybe he's just not feeling good. And people say, oh, jet lag's a bad excuse. It's not. It's actually messed up. It's really especially with these guys when they have to play at peak performance. It's a mental thing as well. Jet lag directly affects how you feel like that. So I wouldn't rule it out. I'd give it to him. Not that HellRaisers aren't putting on stellar performance, though. 12-6. FaZe fight back.
Yeah, we're going to see Alu this time going aggressive towards the box halls, but Molly is there. So you can see HellRaisers is going through the checklist. Now they have the utility to do so. This is an imperative round, and a really nice one to see from them is how they approach this now that they've finally got everything they need. Deadfox on the AWP, you've got the full utility set beside them. So you've got two players so far down by Ivy. Carrigan's watching that from a bit of the left side, quite passive to it. No one's actively watching it. Now they swing around, and he's going to go the long route on this one. Knowing the smoke's there, unlikely someone's going to go charging through it. And still, we wait for HellRaisers to basically make their move at this point. They've got plenty of time to do it.
Take note, it's a pretty healthy amount of utility on HellRaisers. That previous round, or the eco, they didn't buy armor. It was a couple upgraded pistols, but most players actually had upwards of 2,500. So they've got a lot to work with here, a good amount.
Raiden's position, you can see them kind of readying themselves for that execute, that kind of A hit, because it's got to that time. There hasn't been any real kind of foray of aggression, so you can see he's just like, all right, well, the smoke's probably going to come in at some point. Might as well get myself to a nice high position, be able to play over the top of them. Nico might be doing the same. We'll see if they go for their normal hit time, see if they go for anything unique here. HellRaisers really running this low now.
This is Na'Vi-esque, I'll be honest with you, especially on this map. Really slowing it down. HellRaisers more of a team known for their aggression. We used to, make an opposite comparison to teams like Flipside, but that's Carrigan to receive the first one now. Bonic flashed, has to back away. Carrigan has full control of Ivy right now. Is really on Bonic trying to make something happen here. It's a very comfortable swing out for Carrigan. FaZe clan is starting to solidify a little bit more, but Deadfox is now rousing some rabble on this A side.
And yeah, follows up again. Zero going to claim Carrigan. This is a problem. Now we're into a 2v2. Alu is on the bomb side, though. He's going to go for it, and he gets it. No one checked it. No time now as well. It's over. Alu doesn't need to make any play here. He can just play it smart. He's got a player coming down by Pop, and there it is. Kill comes in after the time. Good stuff in the end. But that, again, got very dangerous. Deadfox almost being such a huge impact player in that one. finding those 2 kills, and then you saw, I think it was 0 in the end, I'm not too sure it was, eventually came through and found another. It kind of got spun in his head, and this, I guess, is from Dead Fox's perspective. Saw the gun, I guess, being shot from there, kind of guessed where Rain would position, and an easy follow-up towards Nico. Really well done.
And this is fine, that HellRaisers want to play the round late, but one small calculation can lose the whole thing for you, or miscalculation, right? Okay, they didn't expect Alu to be playing so close. Well, you just lost the round for that one misconception, because you don't have time. Pretty nasty stuff. They still would have had players to do something about that. So now it's going to be FaZe actually starting to build up some money here. Things looking very, very different this time around, and HellRaisers are going to be forced into some pistols. But like 1 shot, it's very low. Nico should have a pretty comfortable time, except the fact that Angel's already gotten up so close. 2 already with a CZ now.
I actually really like that. HellRaisers put down really deep smoke, so cut off basically the old bomb train and Kerrigan, isolating people, I guess, very much like Nico, and Rain would have been the next victim, and he was. That's a really nice piece. It did actually equate, obviously, to the round win, but the theory is good. HellRaisers still sitting on 12, so they're not in too much of a worry just yet, but they're going to start considering, okay, we need to maybe, you know, get a little bit tighter on this pretty soon. There's another gun round coming in for them, a decent purchase as well, so it's fine for now, but they still need to get this one building up.
Yeah, Dead Fox class cannon here as well, favouring the utility. HellRaisers probably not feeling like they had enough of that on the round that go really late. That's probably why they waited so long for picks. Sometimes a lack of utility can force you to rely on your AWPer to actually get an entry. It's not ideal. Keo playing a spot we often saw from Zero in the last half. It's pretty common, to be honest with you. He can back away from this one really quite easily. He's lost Alu here, which means he's the only player on the B side. He needs to drop back down now and try and find a more passive position, but he can't make sound doing it, so it's going to take him some time. Fortunately, this isn't punished by HellRaisers. They're not making a fast play, even though they got that first pick, knowing the FaZe have a lot of utility, and they're going to be bought up as least as well as HellRaisers will be.
Yeah, now Bondic's the one with the bomb, but the smoke comes in. Keo going to respond with the molly, so kind of the back and forth tussle begins between the two. No one's gone for a hit yet, so you can see that's why it's a little slower. Now, Rain's going to make his way over. That's going to be 2 to each site now for FaZe. Flash goes in. Keo's going to check. He wants to know if anyone's here. Now the big hit comes in. This is HellRaisers getting ready to run. Keo's going to have to find a position that works for him. It might actually catch him off guard, and it has 2 big kills, but finally the hit from upper comes out. And it catches him off guard.
Rain on lower there as well. Zero falls as he falls, and it's Angel, last man standing. Okay. HellRaisers come into the start of this round with a man advantage. The problem is, I think it was Angel was lurking over at the Ivy side. He couldn't actually do anything. Kerrigan just smoked out Ivy, and Angel sat there like, well, can't even draw players away from A. So Rain just quite comfortably just rotates into B. He replaces Alu, and then it's him and Keo that are there. Now, if we actually saw something from that single player over on A, if he can, you know, do anything for, if he gets the kill on Ivy or anything like that, like it's a whole different kettle of fish. But FaZe was just allowed to be super comfortable. HellRaisers gave him a lot of space, a lot of time. And the use of utility was imperative up on this B site, sorry, to stop FaZe from coming. I'm using your words now, Lauren. God help me, but Alu.
Yeah, it was quite important. Alu's having a good time here up by the box halls. There is 2 players, and they're going to take their time to swing on. It's got to be careful. Alu's really staying out there a long time. Didn't back away, and he had options too. So he stuck around, and now an AWP's gone over towards HellRaisers.
Always a re-peek. Alu really wanted to go in for that one. Confidence sometimes can be your worst enemy here. However, enough damage has been done in this round to probably force HellRaisers into a position where they just need to sit on this AWP, really. So 3 kills is as good as 5 in a round like this in terms of winning it. It seems that neither of these 2 teams really have had any luck on that T side so far at all. Lauren, FaZe are going to be bringing this one back very close, especially now with HellRaisers in a position where, as it stands, the most any one player has is 29.50. Next round, it's going to be forced. They've lost that AWP as well. Zero gets it.
He's holding it.
No worries.
And it's gone away.
Yeah, he knows he's done.
Now, yeah, it does get a little bit interesting for HellRaisers. They've gone close a good couple of rounds, and that's the thing. I guess it's quite hard to, you know, have that self-reflection to go, oh, what's going wrong? Because they have had those couple of opportunities to get to the site. It just looks like maybe FaZe are waking up a little bit. They have had the money in their side. They haven't been kind of pushed or reset to this point. So again, all works well for them. Zero still looking for a chance here. 9 HP, he's got everything else. And FaZe might not expect him to go for this, to be fair. They might just expect him to kind of back away and, yeah, play, either a teammate or someone called that there was a player in Connector. I don't think he saw it then himself. But no matter what, FaZe do make it double digits now. It's 10 to 12. HellRaisers can fashion a buy this time, though.
FaZe get a kill. Oh, that's so nice. Yeah, we've seen AWP wallbangs from there as well. I think last time we saw it didn't actually result in a kill, but that's really quite nice. Obviously, that's players at the top of brown halls, if you don't know that one, just as they come down the stairs to the halls themselves. So Nicely done. What's the ratio on damage through that, by the way, Lauren? Is it like a full wall
Pretty
bang?
high, yeah. You're good on that sort of thing. It's just like thin plywood, basically, the now. Let's keep eyes on HellRaisers this round, because they do have that buy. Deadfox, again, does have the AWP. Now, it seems that when he gets going, he can easily provide two... I say easily. He can provide 2 kills quite comfortably. I think it's the best way I can put it.
Sure.
But for now, we're seeing, again, that pressure, that kind of swing towards Ivy. Angel there so far. Is Carrigan and Alu going to play towards it? And he's going to spot him out. He might need Alu to stick around now. This could be problematic. Carrigan smoked out, though.
Preemptive.
Yeah, might be able to make it away at this point.
Again, what can Angel do here to put pressure on FaZe? And maybe draw them across the rest of the map. That's a good start. Perfect. A bit of a gimme there. Angel just spraying down through the smoke and find something now. This is pressuring heavily. And Rain has to try and back away. Nico can get around the corner. And Alu's helping him out there with the pick on towards Bondi. He's sitting back in T-Con. Oh, sorry, in the train tunnel.
Problem is now, Angel's going the long way around. If he pressured in from Ivy, there could have been so much more strain towards FaZe, but no, they've had to hit the brakes until he arrives. So maybe just trying to sweat out the opponents, but FaZe, you know, they seem pretty calm so far. Kio's now in a better position. He can help out through connector. Molly goes in, but Deadfox has already crept his way forward. He does have the bomb, and that's the frag you needed. Nico going down is big. That opens up the bomb site for the plant. Now the bomb's down, it's retake time, but Alu's got it off, and he misses the shot. Ow. A devastating loss for them this round, but HellRaisers finally get one on the board.
And now FaZe remembering actually that, oh, HellRaisers, yeah, they're only 3 rounds from winning this. We actually still need to keep this going. Fortunately, there's enough money for another buy, but actually this is kind of going to be it here. And that's because the rounds have been costly. HellRaisers have been pressuring FaZe's economy to a great degree now, so they can still buy back in. Deadfox with that AWP. And yeah, it's interesting to see, you know, Angel not actually forced the issue anymore at Ivy, back away. Maybe worried he was going to run into Alu at some point. It worked out either way, though.
Yeah, maybe HellRaisers feeling more confident about that Ivy play. You've got Deadfox now there with him as well. With Angel, Carrigan, all alone this time. No Alu to support. But over by B, 2 players starting to consider options. Kio's going to see enough. Molly's going to...
Oh, good boy.
Go in. No, he holds off on committing the utility. A little bit later, he knew there wasn't an instant response. He'd probably been dead otherwise.
Or at least would have been pressured heavily. In a position where he probably wouldn't even bother throwing the molly, but... he gets it done. Now, Rain is lurking in Pop Dog here, so... the bomb's been left in the halls just above it. And Angel again. I mean, this is a tough role to play on the T side, though, as well. It can be quite difficult to sort of try and outthink your opponent in this situation, especially when a player like Carrigan holds really passive angles in Ivy and is really hard to outsmart in the mental side of playing through Ivy.
Now, HellRaisers haven't actually committed that much yet. Now, it looks like this could kind of, I guess, go towards B eventually. They've worked out a lot of the utility from FaZe, but there's still 2 players over here. You've got Sticko and Angel as well over by A. They haven't fully shown their hand yet. He's going to start pressuring now, which is a bit of a nuisance. Alu now actually might be considering going back towards A. This is a problem. He's falling back towards CT, but look at this hit. What? Kio's gone right behind them. Oh my god, this is going to be so confusing for FaZe. They'll be wondering, why the hell has the bomb gone down to B? How has this happened?
Yeah, and Alu's being pressured as well. Back in CT, he's got no chance of actually getting towards the B side here, so it's all well and good that Kio got through, but he's not in position to do anything about it. Now FaZe all group up. Kio may have had some element of surprise, perhaps, but he wouldn't have realised that. There's no way you can tell. And now it's a 2v5. Really clean round for HellRaisers. This is bad. Very bad for FaZe Clan. They've got no money left going to the next round as well. Can hardly even force anything reasonable. Oh, it's just terrible economically situation to be in. It's a nightmare.
God, what a round as well. Kio's going to be gutted about that. The odds on him walking through the smoke at the same time as well, it's got to be upsetting, but HellRaisers, so well played.
What was so huge, actually, is this is actually a round that Angel decided to put a smoke down, clench his butt cheeks, and go through in towards Ivy. He went straight in towards the CT spawn and found Alu, who was hoping to try and do something about the hit on the A side. Caught him before he got there. And that's because Carrigan actually moved up towards the train on the outer side there. He didn't sit back and hold that sort of angle. If you look at the minimap towards the right of Ivy, outside of it, he pushed into the A site. So that's, obviously, you throw a smoke down, you can get through. So it just worked out really well for Angel.
14-10, and you highlighted it. FaZe's money,
bad.
It's really, really bad. They're going to have to depend on some big players coming in. Nice counter flash going to hinder their approach, and Rain's going to try and get himself just in there for the fight, and he's actually going to do well. Finds one, Alu falls. Can't get the second. That's a problem now. HellRaisers, man advantage. Site's looking good as well. You're going to have to need some individual power here from FaZe, but at the moment, HellRaisers using that utility smartly, just cutting off every angle. They're going through the motions, and so far it's really good. Nico going to deny the plan the first time, but now position noted. Kio's going to try and play in. Does find Angel.
It's down to Nico, though. Kiyoshima wasn't going to hold up long in the heat there. Oh, that's uncharacteristic from Nico. Who is that on his computer? Someone tell me. They've hacked him. This is not right. Nico not connecting there as well. He had all the opportunity in the world, but the pistol this time, Vendetta will be smiling. It didn't quite give him the advantage he was looking for, and now it's match point. FaZe can still get a little bit in this round. Rain still has an M4 to buy 2 rounds consecutively, but Keo, CZ. Nico with AWP. It's not letting Nalu have that. It's like, no, it's my time now. He's tilted. He missed the P250 shot. I'm AWPing now, mate.
He did have a decent... What? Blink and you miss it.
Oh, you have whiplash from that.
That was sick from Dead Fox. All right, 5v4. FaZe shattered, and HellRaisers bringing this one home. It's down to 3.
Keo lands a nade, so that's going to keep FaZe's hopes alive in this round, and Carrigan's playing up a little bit closer with the UMP. Zero, unaware. The bomb, once HellRaisers completely committed to this A side. This is where things fall apart late in the round for the T side of team. If they can't keep up the momentum on these outside hits, that's nice from Angel though. That's going to keep them in this one. Spray across from Carrigan, but he's on his own, or at least it's Dead Fox on his own now. A 1v2 to close this out.
And he can throw his mind back to that first shot and somehow dig deep enough to get 2 more. Well, maybe there's a round in that. But Nico is going all the way around. And that kind of sucks. Keo needs to just kind of play safe. That's all he's got to do is just stay alive.
No need to peek this.
If he goes down, that would have been a problem. He doesn't in the end. He does get the AWP. But you can see that knife's edge sort of thing. And it was Keo in the end to actually do a lot of the work there for FaZe. Needed to come alive now. On double AWP now recovered. And Nico's off it.
Yeah, done with that one. It's going to be going double AWP here. Carrigan and Alu with that one now as well. And this spices things up a little bit with the outer side hold here for FaZe. You're going to have 2 AWPs trained in that direction, especially if Carrigan can just smoke Ivy and then focus on other things. It also makes it a little bit harder for just a single player like Angel to deal with him. Trying to win out some sort of duel. There's much more risk associated now for that HellRaisers Ivy player. Yeah. Angel's actually double pop flash down to where Carrigan is, just at the end of Ivy. Very diligent from him. Again, it's going to be tough. Now he knows there's an AWP there as well, so that's going to change up the way he plays this. Maybe just try and keep Carrigan in place would be nice. Smoke out towards Carrigan's left.
And while all this happens, you can see the rest of HellRaisers all looking towards B. Now, Alu's there with another AWP, and I guess HellRaisers don't know exactly that that's where he is, but it's, you know, educated guess and then some.
They know they're probably up against double AWP now. Or at least should have an idea. A fast inner rush could be good, backed up with some good utility. That could be really effective against this kind of play from FaZe.
Purely because of Keo being so flashed, then he's still quite aggressive, so he knows that wasn't the hit coming in. But then again, HellRaisers did this before. They put that on that one smoke, and then they did the full hit afterwards. They've retained good utility here, and they haven't committed anywhere. They can easily transition this to either place or either play. Now, Rain's pulled himself over towards B, so they are starting to believe this is a B hit. Now, the problem is that FaZe, you know, they might be reading a bit of a fake sell here again, but no, Nico wants time to come alive. There's the 3 kills to keep this round in check. A big moment. HellRaisers did not expect him up in Olaf. That aggressive, and now FaZe recovered. Just purely because of Nico. That round was pretty much almost over if it wasn't for him.
And it's just a matter of timing there, really. One player steps into his crosshair, and there wasn't enough time for HellRaisers to raise the alarm about Nico's presence so close up towards T-Con. Really nice turnaround, and there's no reason for HellRaisers to go for this one. 0. 0 reason, that is. I'm going to hold the rifles for the next round. So, I mean, this is pretty straightforward. I mean, it's quite nice for Nico. Gets that kill and then straight around the corner. You can see that there's an input lag. Henry talked about it on the desk, you know, from the caller to the rest of the players, and for them to realise what was actually going on, there's just not enough time in those situations.
No, a bit of a shame there, but the double AWP still stay in play now for FaZe. See where they're putting this time. Somewhat similar. Both actually towards the A site at the moment, and maybe a good position. Keo might get pressure later down the line, but for now he's pretty much scot-free. So keeping Alu here might be the right thing, because HellRaisers is going to go on the hit from this. They're not going to slow down at all. The smokes are up, so why not go for it? Rain, Alu, Nico, and Carrigan, you better be ready. These are the deep smokes that cut off people like Carrigan normally. But with Alu there, he's doing just fine. Good crossfires, set up on the fly, and they're just chewing down HellRaisers for now. Nico looking for room to work.
Beautiful. I mean, look at Nico. Gets himself deep up in this position again in the mid-round, and it just completely unravels HellRaisers here. They're not ready for that counter-aggression, but FaZe the kind of team that's always going to bring it. It's unfortunate for Rain there, peering over the edge, and Sticko gives him the long stick. 3 up still for FaZe in that round. So now they're building up to something, Lauren. Feels good, especially now that HellRaisers are in this kind of situation. They need to save on this and hope to try and close it out with a bang, otherwise it is overtime.
Yeah, Deagles. Well, a Deagle. Let's see how low they're going to buy to. Only on Angel. P250s, smokes, and a couple of flashes. Sticker is going to go on the armor, so you do have a bit of a Tech 9 play coming out. He can certainly have a bit of sustain. Probably just a B hit. Quite simple. Normally gets you a bomb plant at least, but Kyo might be going for the early information, which can be quite, you know, dangerous. He does spot Angel. Now, I wonder if they're going to keep playing off this, or will they fall off it?
Kyo backing off well and truly. Right towards the bomb carriage here on the B side. Now, there's 2 smokes here for HellRaisers. And it's 1 used now. So that's going to cut Alu off a little bit. HellRaisers are waiting on this one. Bondic, I think, is the first that's just going to start peering down the stairs. Now, Kia, they've got a good crossfire here on this lower entrance. That's a nice flash, though. You can see Alu can't see any of that. They've dropped down. Nice opening. Sticko finds Kiyoshima here. No, say it isn't so, Lauren. Bondic's already pushed up so close, but Rain's able to meet him.
Alu is so baffled right now. Completely bamboozled. Can't get a thing done. He finally gets put out of his misery. And now FaZe's going to try and play back into it. Karrigan does find 0, but HellRaisers are still on the site. Sticko still has the armor as well. And the bomb is taking Rain. Doesn't see him for the first time, but he does see the second. Angel finding Karrigan, though, brings us to a 2v2.
Oh, he tries to stand and deliver with the Deagle there, but it's not enough. He's forced out of position by the Molly, otherwise he'd be locked in brown halls. And now it's on Dead Fox. No armor. Got himself the Glock. No. Getting a bit excited there, but Nico's going to take him down, and it will be FaZe to take that round away. Now, it's not all the end. It's not the end of the world. Sort yourself out, Mitch. It's not the end of the world. HellRaisers safe for that round for a reason. And now this is their last ditch to keep it inside regulation.
HellRaisers maybe leaving a little late to kind of shut the book on FaZe here. If they start getting warmed up, you know they're deadly, but still, this is not a clean round or killing game, should I say, from FaZe to get to this point, even if they do take it to OT. So HellRaisers looking for that close, finally looking for that final kind of heavy-hitting punch here to take them out of the game, but for now, still very much up in the air.
Well, HellRaisers have been swinging haymakers for the last half, and none of them have really been landing. It's 3 rounds I think they've won in this second half. No worse than FaZe in the first, of course. Already 35 seconds in the round down.
Slow and steady. Here we go. 1 minute remains. Now, HellRaisers have shown us a couple of good looks here from them. Cutting a nice figure every now and then towards variety of hits on this map. But for now, they're being quite cautious, leaving this very late. This is where it becomes scary, doesn't it? Because it all depends on that one hit, if they actually have time for another after the back of it. Now,
Karrigan still has a smoke and a Molotov and an incendiary for Ivy here. So Angel hasn't drawn any of that out of him. And look, there's no way you're getting through there unless you try and charge in there. So it's not going to happen.
Well, look, we've seen weirder things. Now, they've used all of their smoke, so this will have to eventually be the hit, unless there's something crazy planned. Now, FaZe are actually all kind of bunched together by the end of Ivy. This could be problematic. They don't have anyone really watching the old bomb train or anything of the such, and now Rain already goes down. Alu's very late to this rotate. It's just Nico and Karrigan holding this. Bomb's now planted. HellRaisers 5 alive. All out there. Sick positioning. Karrigan still baffled as well.
Now Angel can actually put some pressure on purely just by being in Ivy. This might actually work out. Dead Fox finds Nico, and now Sticko up on the bottom train. No, it's going to fall apart for FaZe. It's going to be Alu, the last man up against 4 to try and keep his team in this one, or it will be a gigantic capitulation here at the tail end of the ESL Pro League. Now he's going for it, though. Alu with 2 kills on the round. There's nothing to lose here. It's all but done if he doesn't make this happen. He gives his position away. That's been communicated here. Dead Fox is waiting, but he gets no-scoped into oblivion. Now it's a 3v, or 1v2, should I say. It's a tickle, but it's not going to be enough. What a finish to this game. Not the result we would have expected. What do you say about that? Must be nice. Love to see it.
A lot of
Did I miss any?
No, that'll do. That'll do. Yeah, big game from HellRaisers and a lifeline for them. Keeps them out of that kind of very bomb spot. And for FaZe, this is worrying times. That means that they are now a little bit vulnerable to not being in that top 6.
I have to thank HellRaisers for helping me find some energy in this jet lag, shriveled hole that is me. But now, of course, let's head over the desk and talk to the boys about it. Not the result we would have expected.
Not at all, Mitch, and we didn't expect also to hear you string 3 fantastically glorious memes together right at the end of that broadcast. That was quite nice.
Yeah, you do love to see the memes coming together.
Only Red Eye usually pulls that off.
Yeah, and you sometimes.
Occasionally, I dabble.
Must be nice.
Yeah, must be nice.
Yeah.
So.
Well, we were right, Henry, weren't we? We said this was going to be exciting. It definitely was. Jason can get back in his little box over there.
Wow.
There's a lot of red cards, I think, today.
It's
just
pent up.
Just
quite unbelievable.
It's quite pent up. I think we all need a holiday and a bungalow somewhere in the Maldives or something.
Maybe, yeah, that'd be good.
But no, I really like the approach from the HellRaisers guys. They were catching that round where they snuck past Keo on that inner bomb site was pretty monumental.
Fortuitous. I think.
Cool. Thanks for interrupting me. I've lost my point. Henry, on to you.
Okay, I'm going to say that's not the phase we're used to seeing. Obviously, we talk about obviously a bit of a meme in CS:GO right now, but jet lag certainly an issue. I think overall for all these teams coming in.
No. North America and Australia can't use that excuse. Europe definitely can't.
So coming back from, coming back from Australia is where I'm going with that.
I think we're feeling the effects of jet lag.
I'm just saying right now.
So you got to imagine the players.
It's just the phase I'm not used to seeing. Like they came really slow into that game. Like Nico especially, I think he finished the first half on like maybe 7 kills overall. He was very, very quiet for them. Like their T side especially just didn't look what it was used to in terms of like executions, being fast, having a fast play. Sticko shut them down completely at Ivory. He said that'd be a key area of the map when Carrigan normally likes to play. He couldn't get out there whatsoever. He was getting shut down almost every single round. So that was a bit of a problem.
A pretty even effort from HellRaisers as well. A lot of players, were very, very close in the scoreboard, obviously. Okay, so you don't like jet lag. What about like a LAN hangover? Like
no, it is okay. It's just people had said that you can't use that as an excuse in the past when clearly it really affects.
Okay, what about LAN hangover? Is there anything to say about that one? Like a big tournament you're playing on stage?
Okay, so just to follow on that point, definitely. When you get back from the tournament, right, just finish the final, first day back, you're not going to be right, let's get practicing, boys. Like, it's going to be today, like, okay, let's think about getting back into it. And you probably didn't do a practice game into this 25. Okay, let's playing HellRaisers, probably be fine. And
yeah, well, we heard...
probably be fine.
Jason and I heard straight from the horse's mouth as Keo, we're on the shuttle with him to the airport, and they were saying that they like the officials is like a good way to practice for the LAN events because it's more of a serious environment. They prefer that over normal scrimmages and stuff. So it kind of sucks that this is it's not prac for them, obviously, but it kind of sucks that they couldn't get into gear for something like this, which is very important for their Pro League campaign.
Horrible timing as well as the season comes to a close and standings are tightening up. So maybe jet lag, maybe a little bit of a LAN hangover. Either way, FaZe is going to get some electrolytes in them on the break, have some ibuprofen, whatever they might choose for some painkillers, and they'll come back and they'll be playing cash. So stay tuned. We'll be right back.